Hello everyone and welcome back to Victoria 3 and our Imperial Austria Ironman. So we have just now increased our taxes a little bit as we're running a bit of a deficit, and this is post-patch. I believe it's 1.07. And one of the big changes to that patch was there should be a decrease in radicalization from political movements. I think just political movements, maybe also from standard of living, but my hope is we can see this number kind of plummet a little bit. Of course, our economy is doing really, really well. We're up at 103.4 million for our GDP, and, well, we're building a lot of things, so expanding some railways, getting some tooling workshops, and then we are intending to bring people off of subsistence farming by building a whole bunch of farms and plantations. So, in terms of conquest, we are trying to form Germany, and we have taken Silesia and Brandenburg off the Prussians. Now, this turned into a bit of a fiasco as we had a rebellion, and that was kind of awful, but, well, one way or another we have managed it. We're currently trying to enact secret police. My hope is that this will allow us to decrease radicalization even further, as it does give negative 10% political movement radicalism. I'm not sure we need it anymore though, so with that change, let's see if that does anything. Going down a little bit, but not much. I think we might be better off and just kind of going toward racial segregation instead of national supremacy. So we need the intelligentsia and the government. Let's go ahead and get that reform done. Switch over here, get rid of the armed forces to increase our legitimacy. Yeah, we'll get a little bit more radicals, but that's okay. And, well, I think how much will this piss off the aristocracy? Let's go over to laws. And let's see, negative 20, damn. Okay, well, let's give it a try. Is it the same? Yeah, it is, but we lose the Catholic Church as well. Okay, let's try this. And if we take a look now at our governments, yeah, this is a problem. So our legitimacy is plummeted because we lost the aristocracy, which means it'll take forever for us to actually pass this law. There doesn't really seem to be anyone else I can add to other than the industrialist. Increase that, so we will go ahead and do that just to get something. Now we have a 16% chance of passing this in 3 years. Okay, fine. Man. See, the thing is, I really want this passed. Is there any way to make the aristocracy like us by 20 more points? Because I don't really think so. Fine. Okay, so we'll undo that. We'll go back and undo our mistake here and kick out... Well, actually, what laws do we want to pass? We have interventionalism, public schools is nice, censorship would be nice to change, aristocracy would stay in the government, and right of assembly, well, that could be nice. No social security, hereditary bureaucrats to appointed. That would probably be our best bet, is to try to get appointed bureaucrats to decrease the power of the aristocracy. So, if we do that, let's take a look at our governments. Hey, they're in there. Okay, there we go. And can I kick out the industrialists? I can. Good. That's fine. Yes, our radicals have gone up because I've been fucking around with the government, but that's okay. Ooh, peasant revolt. Prussia. Okay. That's a huge peasant revolt. Everything nearby us, and these things can last for years. They really kind of need to fix that, because as it stands, we can't attack anything in this area. It no longer belongs to Prussia. But, I mean, we don't really neighbor anything that would be useful that's still in Prussia, and they would have made our probably nicest target. So, let's take a look at diplomatic actions. We're improving relations with France. We cannot get a French alliance. Yeah, no. Let's take a look at their attitude toward Bavaria, because that could be a nice next place for conquest. Oof, in need of their protection. Fine. What about Saxony? Potential friend. We might be able to go after Saxony. Let's take a look at our infamy. 65. Yeah, we need to sit on that. Now, our ruler is a bandit, which is really kind of awful. It'll limit our rate of expansion pretty severely, because ordinarily you lose 5 infamy a year. We're losing 2.5. So, just taking a look at some other things, we have a bunch of colonies. Why is it not showing me? Here we are. And they're going relatively quickly too, at least in some places, so That is pretty nice. It would be... if I could puppet Sakota, we could get a lot more income. And why is this... we're up at... pretty nice. So tools... okay, that's better. 31 in the investment pool. And how can I lower this down? Iron. It's always iron. But is iron actually expensive? No. So we're spending a lot on iron, but making it cheaper wouldn't do all that much because we're already under the market value. So better to make dyes, which are in our queue, and sugar, which may or may not be in our queue, and a little bit of coal and tools. So let's, I think, get started on the coal and tools, just get resources over here, and we're building them in Bohemia, which is nice. Let's get that up to 5. I guess West Galicia also has quite a few. So we will go to war. We're not just going to sit here. It's just... it's one of those things where changing out our government would be nice at this point. We need Ferdinand von Habsburg to die, but I don't think he's going to. That's an ugly bugger right there. Damn. And switching out the monarchy for republic actually has a decent chance of working. Problem is, we radicalize, well, everybody. This would lead to revolutions, too many radicals. So we need to lower the influence of the aristocracy. If we take a look at what's causing their clouts, Heinrich von Hesse, Firebrand, okay, hereditary bureaucrats, and monarchy. So, I mean, getting rid of hereditary bureaucrats, which we're trying to do right now, will cut their clout by 25%. And then if we could replace Heinrich von Hesse, but he's our best commander, expert offensive planner, and... ooh, oh wait, we had a change to production method that I never actually did anything with. I think that was, yes, here, and patent stills. Lots of increased liquor, but glass is going to be a problem. So let's take a look at that, and let's go to precision tools here. That's good, and we're actually making enough money with slightly higher than I would like taxes that we might be able to cut some consumption taxes. So let's do clothes, and let's get rid of the porcelain tax as well. And yeah, our income just plummeted, but this should make people have a slightly higher standard of living, which, well, I mean, geez, our radicals just keep going up. I'm sure we're going to have a revolution eventually, but I mean, that's what it is. Okay, this kind of sucks. For 5 years only. Very well. So we'll do the cheaper one. I'm not really too worried about our prestige. This will follow as our economy really just shoots through the roof, and also as we get our military into a bit better of a situation. I don't really care to be in a defensive pact with Parma. And unproductive trade routes is fine. Let's see what we can export. Iron could be nice. Tuscan market. I want a good productivity and a low volume, because I don't want to sink our own low prices and make our government costs go up. Wine. Well, actually, let's take a look here. Details. Our lowest market prices, we have an excess of over 1,000 for iron. So we should be able to do a fair number of those in trade. Wine, we're not so fortunate. We only have 150, so I don't want to trade wine. Let's go ahead and trade some iron. Productivity just went down. Dutch market. Piedmont. That should be fine. What other institutions can we go? Oh, damn, I forgot we had such nice institutions. Yeah, okay, well that's why we're paying a lot. Could go up to better... yeah, let's go up to the next level of health system, just to increase that population growth that much more. And trade agreement with Russia. How far away are they from being an ally? -60. No, not likely. I want the trade, I want the income from mercantilism. I think that's better. Population's okay. What, plus 0.74 is fine. It's not great, but it's not horrible. And let's see what the people need built. So dyes are a big one, glass is a big one, and sugar. Okay. Dye, we only have a couple up down at the bottom. Let's go ahead and increase those. And we can get some sugar as well, because I don't have any of that on the way. And let's do, I guess Niger Delta would be a pretty good spot. Let's do that. We could do some Ivory Austrian. Austrian Ivory Coast, but I think I'd rather just do this, and let's go ahead and make those dyes right now, because why not? And then we'll get onto glass and paper. Not too bad, our money's kind of okay. If we look at our production methods for military, I need to drop that down to regulars. And yes, I know mass conscription is more effective, particularly in the late game, but right now I just want a professional army, small, and able to fight things off decently well. So skirmish infantry is pretty good, mobile artillery is pretty good but not great, and right now we're getting towards steel frame buildings, so our production will shoot through the roof, and then we might be able to come over here and start pushing military technology. Getting repeaters and getting breech loading artillery would allow us to be much more aggressive on the world stage without too much consequence, really, and we do need to start consolidating the rest of Germany, because yeah, it's just 56 and we have a lot of time, but yeah, I gotta do something. Right? And right now we're just sitting here watching these guys go along, which, I mean, hey, that works for me. And of course, don't forget, we also started colonizing in South America, which I should have done way earlier. This is actually kind of bonkers how well that's working, but live and learn. That's the point of an Ironman game like this. Oh, so it looks like the radicals did not really help us that much. Of course, most of ours is from discrimination and standard of living. So we need to do some things about that. Don't care to be in that revolt. Can we go after Mecklenburg? I wonder. Let's take a look. Diplomatic plays and conquer state. We could go after Mecklenburg. 15 infamy. Prussia might side with the enemy, but that actually would work toward our favor because people would want to side against Prussia potentially. Ooh, Kaisers will be done. Very nice. This pushes our success chance for opponent bureaucrats up to 36.2%, and if we take a look at the details, the stall chance is higher than I'd like. That, of course, comes from strong opposition, but not much I can do about that. Mecklenburg would give us access to the Baltic Sea. We could start building some fleets there. The state itself isn't too valuable, so textile mills are nice, fish is nice, but otherwise it's relatively agrarian, which is not my favorite thing. How many 24 battalions in reserve where? That's pretty scattered, that's why I didn't do anything about that. So Heinrich von Hesse is in Danubia, so what we can try and do is fish for a better replacement, but these guys, I need a good offensive planner, and he's the guy right now. And that's plus 30, it's often, 20 to 40% of the strength of a unit comes from that trait, which I think is too powerful anyway, but that is what it is right now in the game, how it works, so you gotta kind of roll with it. Let's get some more glass, and let's get some more sugar as the rest of these guys build out. So industry, glass works, and ooh, I'm making a lot of porcelain. Is that because I have the wrong production methods? Crystal glass, bone china, well, no, because porcelain is also one of those things that people will get kind of grumpy if they don't have access to, especially the rich guys. They like their porcelain. They do. So let's get 2 building in Brandenburg and 5 in central Hungary. That should be fine. We will need more steel mills once we get the next production method, but that's not for a little bit at least, so that should be good. Alright, well, I think that's a fair bit for right now. Not a lot going on the world stage, but I promise there will be soon, particularly as our army technology goes up and, well, as our infamy goes down. So, thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.